Welcome to Anfield for Liverpool against Arsenal, today's hosts. Clear of the relegation playoff spot on Barclays WSL final day. The main story, though, involves today's visitors. Arsenal have a job to do, avoid defeat, and second is theirs. That's a direct route into the Champions League phase. A huge incentive for René Slager's side on a day of goodbyes too to some respective club legends. And what a place to do it. The 25-26 campaign ends today. A game with significance, Liverpool against Arsenal. Let's hear from both managers before we get underway. Lindsay Hooper is with René Slagers, and first, Liverpool's Gareth Taylor.
Gemma Bonner done so much for the club, I think, in two spells. I think one thing's it's really kind of set the levels for a Liverpool great, and I think that should be fondly remembered, and yeah, we really appreciate everything she's done for the club. And Gemma Evans as well. I've not worked with her for long, but she's been at the club for 2 seasons, and like fantastic girl to work with, like really engaging personality, and yeah, she'll be missed around the dressing room for sure. But yeah, I think really proud of what both have achieved.
You've also made Katie McCabe your captain today. Probably a sentiment there because it's her final game. Can you just say what that means?
Yeah, it's both. It's sentiment. She deserves it. She served the club for so long, has been a leader, has been pioneering for the team in the club and outside the club. So she so much deserves it. It's her last game for Arsenal in the Arsenal shirt, and I asked her to wear the armband, and she said yes. I'm happy she's going to lead the team out today. A
club like ours is a massive pull for any player to want to come and join. And again, hopefully we've worked so hard this season to create an identity and a style and to be really difficult to play against first. We want to move that on. We want to win more games. We want to be up at the top end of the table. We know that's not easy because, you know, we've lost a bit of ground over the last few years, and we need to catch up. And it unfortunately takes a process, takes a bit of time, takes a few transfer windows. But the signs are positive, and I think like things to really hold on to would be that second part of the season, and our supporters have been with us the whole way. We've had a lot to deal with on and off the pitch, but we really felt like part of a family here at Liverpool, and everybody sticks together and leans on each other in the difficult moments.
Big players leaving, and that's been announced this week with Katie and Beth, and I just wonder how you've managed those emotions behind the scenes.
Yeah, of course it's emotional. It's first and foremost for the players leaving. Then it's for the players and staff that have worked so closely with these players and created strong bonds. So of course there's emotions, but there's always emotions throughout the season. You become better and better at dealing with it. You become professional as well. But in this case, we want to use those emotions because they're both hard and challenging, but also beautiful emotions, because it means that it's meant something for the club and for the players. So we want to use it as fuel today.
It is Liverpool versus Arsenal from Anfield. The Gunners looking to secure second on final day of the Barclays Women's Super League season. Kick-off is close on Merseyside. Well, let's remind ourselves of why a point, at the very least, will be enough for René Slager's side to qualify directly into the Champions League proper. If they secure that, goal difference 14 superior to Chelsea would earn them second. Arsenal have just fallen short of taking City to the final day to win the league title. A recent draw with Brighton ending their resistance. Liverpool were bottom for much of the season, but an improved second half of the campaign has been huge to take them away from danger. So let's look at today's fixtures. The one of relevance to this is Chelsea versus Manchester United, and we'll keep you updated with what is happening at Stamford Bridge. If Chelsea win and Arsenal lose, Chelsea will get second. Regardless, both teams are guaranteed top 3. The champions, Manchester City, will get their trophy today away at West Ham. And London City Lionesses looking for a top-half finish. They're looking to chase Brighton, who face Spurs. Well, the atmosphere building nicely. Delighted to say alongside me, Rob Daly, is former Arsenal and Ireland goalkeeper Emma Byrne. Emma, how are you feeling about Arsenal's prospects of securing second today?
Yeah, I'm feeling very good, very positive. I think Arsenal are a superior team than Liverpool. I think Liverpool will try and make it difficult. Obviously, they've got some quality as well, but I think there's a huge motivation for Arsenal to win today, and it means such a big thing to come second and to bypass those qualifying stages for the Champions League, and it's really, really important that Arsenal do that.
Well, Liverpool, the side that start the day 11th in the table, and their fans stand to their feet for one of their designated Anfield fixtures of the season. Most of their home encounters are at St Helens, but today Liverpool are at Anfield as they belt out their familiar pre-match anthem. The pressure is on Arsenal to get the job done and secure the draw that guarantees them that place in the Champions League phase. Can Liverpool disturb them on a final day when many club legends will run out for their teams for the final time, including Katie McCabe, to the left of the officials, who captains Arsenal days after her departure was announced. Familiar faces amongst both ranks. Let's look at the teams then. Gemma Bonner and Gemma Evans will make their final Liverpool appearances today, but both are on the bench. Gareth Taylor makes some tweaks from the team beaten by Brighton in that FA Cup semi-final. Anna Jursendahl makes her first start since a winter arrival from Hammarby. Mia Enderby and Alice Bergström start too. Kerry Holland has been fighting to be fit for this game. She's amongst the subs. Peter Olsen leads the line, unsurprisingly. Liverpool's 11-goal top scorer in all competitions. Katie McCabe, as I mentioned, wears the armband for Arsenal in what is her final appearance at the club after such a long time, 10.5 years. Her departure announced in the last 48 hours. Beth Mead, Lea Kadina, Victoria Pelova all had their Emirates farewell against Everton and start here. It was an emotional evening, one enjoyed thanks to a late winner from Stina Blackstenius, and she comes into the attack with top scorer Alicia Russo. Katie McCabe, someone you know well, Emma, who says goodbye today to Arsenal.
Yeah, it's definitely an end of an era, isn't it? Quite unexpected, really. Throughout the season, I think she's been performing excellently. I think she's been a huge leader. And, you know, the club itself is so strong in its culture and its values. And Katie McCabe is that. She is Arsenal. So it's a real shame, I think, to see her go, because I believe she is such a valuable player for this and going to weaken the team and strengthen another team. So for me, it doesn't really make sense. They're definitely losing something special there.
Well, Gareth Taylor and Renee Schlegers embrace pitchside. Taylor, of course, previously in charge of City when these two would have had some titanic battles near the top of the table. So Liverpool will shoot towards the Anfield Road end to start the game, and Arsenal in their change colours of white and let's call it maroon. Second in the table away at 11th. And Emily Heaslip is today's referee. Blackstenius with the chance to start, scorer of 14 goals this season, and many of them from the bench, big goals from the Sweden international. The away end at Anfield sings the name of Katie McCabe on her final appearance for the Gunners, with Arsenal looking to secure second away here at Liverpool. They played in the week, Emma, and really had to grind it out to win that match against another side from Merseyside in Everton.
Yeah, it was a really difficult game for them, I thought Everton, don't mix them ones up. I thought Everton were excellent. I thought they were really well set up.
It's good work from Fox to get to the byline. Plavicius it on, and McCabe, you can't blame her, shooting towards the Kop on final day.
She'll be shooting from everywhere. Even goal kicks she'll be shooting from. Yeah, no, I thought Everton were very, very good. I thought Arsenal were a little bit disappointing, and I think it's something that they can reflect on. And it's just a case of turning the screw, really, when they get into the final third, because all the numbers are in their favour in terms of possession and progression into the final third. But then it's that final ball, and it's how much they can hurt teams with urgency that maybe they need to have a little think about.
At the feet of the goalkeeper, Van Donselaar, who actually was on the bench in the week for that Everton game. Ruben Moy will reset as Arsenal look to build from the back.
I'm always interested to see how teams set up against these big teams and how well Arsenal play out and build from the back. Always looking at the opposition to see how they press, and at the moment you can see there's like a little box created up there. Liverpool are pressing in a 2, and then it's that midfield that really need to work, and a little bit sparse.
Well, a little moment of quality might see Arsenal in here, and what a chance. Well held by Jennifer Falk, as Arsenal were mega incisive there.
Yeah, and it's all to do with that press, really, from Liverpool. It's just speaking about, you can see Kirsty McLean and Nagano pushing right up. It's actually McLean who has to sit back, and they're just opening up that midfield area a little bit, but should have been a goal, really, for Arsenal, shouldn't it?
Super chance, we'll get a look at it in a moment. As Jenna Clark hooks it forward for Liverpool. No foul, says Emily Heachlip. Well, a bit of urgency and incisive play from Arsenal there. Perhaps something lacking at times at the Emirates in the week, Emma.
I think so. I think it's been the case for a lot of the season as well. I still believe that Arsenal play the best football in the BWSL. I think they've... If I was going to put money on who would win the league, it would be them. I don't. Can I just say that now? I do not gamble. But it would be Arsenal, because I just think consistency, the level of the squad, they're just excellent, and just their tactics in general. But one thing I would say is they don't punish teams enough, and they don't turn the screw enough, and that's basically where they need to have a little look at.
Well, Meadow sings the away end as Beth Mead goes down under that robust challenge from Nagano.
And I imagine that these teams that these players are going to are watching these games, holding their breath. This is the last game of the season, and they know these players are coming to them, and they want them coming in fit and healthy.
It's going to be an extremely interesting summer transfer window. Beth Mead heavily linked with Manchester City. Every big club has big name departures coming up, and there's going to be plenty of inter-club movement, you suspect, in English football's top flight. O'Sullivan, who's been a big recruit since the winter transfer window.
Oh, I think so, Rob. She's such a good player. For me, world class. Massive, massive signing for Liverpool. And she just finds herself in these little pockets. And, you know, having worked with Ireland for such a long time, I can tell you now, she is absolute quality on and off the pitch. And they haven't even seen the best of her.
Pre-season and that first full season under her belt. Exciting times for Liverpool next season. Didn't win Liverpool until the 25th of January in the league this season. And they beat Spurs 2-0. 4 wins since that. And Gareth Taylor, as he mentioned in his pre-match interview, Liverpool 5th in the form table since that victory. But it just didn't happen in those opening months.
No, it didn't. I love these stats that come up. It looks so good, doesn't it? 5th in performance, but at the end of the day, you can't start like that. Not in this league, not anymore. The level has just shot up.
McCabe is in, and she was selfless. Tried to square it to a teammate, and Falk holds on.
It's good play, isn't it? On their left-hand side, Caitlin Ford. And it's good run. Nicely weighted pass. Yeah, she was just stretching out for that there. Actually, Falk did well.
How she would love to score today, Katie McCabe.
Oh, I think that's the requisite. You can see she's pushing higher up there. She's making those runs.
Working this between the nines nicely here, Arsenal. Penobay just trying to get out of trouble, the left back. And shifted back by Jøsendal, who's making her first Liverpool start today on the left wing. Fist calms things down, and Liverpool will look to build again.
Yeah, just building through. Nagano just dropping in to that back line. Just creates the numbers up there. You can see she's just dropping off again there, trying to get on it. They don't have the numbers in midfield, so all their play, well, they will try to bypass that central area, try to play wide.
And they will move it back again, and Liverpool recycle it to Jennifer Falk, who's been a crucial signing, as well as O'Sullivan in the January transfer window, admittedly only on loan from Swedish side Häcken. So I'm wondering if she will stay at the club, having had a largely positive impact.
I imagine so. BWSL is where it's at, Rob. Everyone wants to come here, and if they don't, I'd question their motivation. It's the best league in the world. I don't mind saying that. Very, very sure about that. And I think with the signings you're going to see soon, or in the summer, coming from abroad, I think that will just clarify everything.
Nagano, Liverpool have had a real period of sustained possession here. Benove forward, lovely turn from O'Sullivan. It's been nice stuff this from Liverpool. They do make inroads now. Enderby forward. Bergstrom getting forward from right back. Arsenal in retreat, and Van Domselaar has to make her first save of the day.
It's really good build-up play from Liverpool. Here you can see Bergstrom just getting around McCabe a little bit too easy. It's really good, creating numbers up in wide areas. This is a major part of their build-up. Enderby just comes in, creating a second 10. So just creating a little bit more numbers up in that area, and it's Bergstrom from right back that needs to push on, and they've been a little bit successful from it.
Mead, pressure well applied, and Liverpool have won it back. Pelova allowed to just glide forward with it. Ford, Pelova. Ruben Moy, Mead. Fox and Mead again. Oh, it's brilliant play. Fox into the box. Blackstenius turns. Looked a touch laboured trying to get that away, and Liverpool clear.
Laboured, I think, is the perfect word for it. It doesn't look sharp at all, does it? It was way too easy for Emily Fox to make that run into the box, and Blackstenius not as sharp as she has been.
Renee Slager's side now have had a couple of major chances, haven't they? It was a lovely move.
Yeah, nice combination pass and really nice from Beth Mead, but again, just too easy for Fox to make that run. Just looked a little bit awkward then when it did go into the box.
Cordina's swept it away.
It's got end of season vibes, doesn't it, Rob? It's only been 10, 11 minutes, but it does have those moments where people are thinking it's been a long season.
Renee Slager's admitted in her programme notes ahead of the Everton game as well that there was a natural disappointment. So they were desperate for that first league title in a while, and the fact they were unable to defend their Champions League title, having suffered that heartbreaking exit to Lyon in the semi-finals.
Yeah, I think it's been a poor season, and I'm only saying that because I know the standards that the club try to instill, and the league obviously was a big one. Champions League, especially considering how they performed in the first leg against Lyon, knocked out of all the cups, like no silver, well, Club World Cup, I've got to mention that. But obviously after winning the Champions League, there's huge expectations, and so realistically, I don't think it has been a very successful season at all.
There's a foul here on Rousseau. It's an Arsenal free kick. A seismic summer coming up for Arsenal in terms of replacing many of their senior, I think you'd well argue their best players in the squad leaving. Pilova, who starts today, is one of those on the way out. Third season since she joined from Ajax.
Well, I think it's also important, if they do decide to stay in the BWSL, is how they're going to strengthen other clubs.
Fox in behind from right back again for Arsenal. The cutback might actually work out for them in the end, and the drive from Caldente was shut down by a Liverpool player. Both of Arsenal's fullbacks looking pretty threatening here, and Fox is in again. Goal side of Bernabé. Oh, and tried to sneak it inside the near post. Mead goes for it. McCabe, and eventually it runs behind, and Liverpool can take a big sigh of relief.
They can, because again, this defending is just not good enough. It's Josendal who gets caught out here, and how Emily Fox is allowed drive into the box like that. Poor clearances, slow to react. This touch again, just too much space. Fisk needs to make contact there.
So as a goalkeeper, you'd be demanding someone steps out of position and covers that.
Heads will be rolling, Rob. That was famous for shouting at people on the pitch.
Even on final day of the season, heads will be...
especially because I knew people would be thinking about Ibiza, Menorca. I'd be having none of that.
Not quite the weather for that here either today on Merseyside. Bit of a miserable one as Bernabé caught out defensively there, but now springing into action in an attacking sense, trying to shake off Mead, who then overdoes it. They were toe-to-toe, and Liverpool have a free kick.
Yeah, Bernabé does this so well. Typical Spanish player, way better going forward. Just that drive, and see Beth Mead. This is what Beth Mead gives you, that work rate, determination to go and win the ball, and I don't mind that. Don't mind giving away free kicks.
Well, Liverpool themselves looked extremely vulnerable from these last week against Brighton, as they threw away their 2-0 lead to lose 3-2 and miss out on a spot at Wembley. But Josendal into the team today, stands on the free kick. It's headed up by Rousseau, who was back there, and Clark tries to salvage it and has done.
makes such a difference when you've got strong players in the air in your team for these kind of these set pieces. And you say, Arsenal, well, they did struggle. They have improved a lot, but they still need to improve a little bit more. And you talk about Brighton, they've got Caitlin Hayes, who's unbelievable in the air. I think she wins 90% first contact.
Arsenal down at the other end. Blackstenius across the face of goal. Roosendahl fouled by Mead, who felt she hadn't done anything wrong.
It's just getting stuck a little bit. Roosendahl just taking too much time on the ball. That needs to move much quicker than that, especially in these areas.
She's moved over from Hammarby, the Norwegian international who arrives into this game with just 30 minutes of Barclays WSL minutes so far this season. A big step up to acclimatise to this level of football, I imagine.
Absolutely, and it does take time for anybody coming into the BWSL. Even if you're coming from a top league, it takes time to settle in. It's very, very physical, it's very direct, it's very quick. And welcome coming in to play against somebody like Arsenal, who are very aggressive in their press and don't allow much time on the ball.
McLean, club's young player of the year. It was announced this week, the 21-year-old in midfield. Clark. Bergstrom hasn't been able to find a player in red. Keep seeing Russo and Blackstenius just trying to get in behind that high line of Liverpool's, but they're not getting that pass over the top.
No, they're not getting the ball, but it's on. Look how high Liverpool are. There's so much space behind them. And Arsenal are still trying to play the small passes and combine, when actually you've got one of the best players, well, two of the best players in the world to make those runs into the channel in behind. Sometimes you just have to play it, and what will happen, even if they're not being successful, it just stretches the game a little bit and Liverpool will drop off a little bit more.
Has that back line second-guessing, I suppose, a touch as well?
It's very brave from Liverpool playing such a high line against such a quick team and a good team to play that ball in behind.
Fisk, club captain, into Clark. A set centre-back pairing at the moment for Liverpool. McLean's ball over the top has a bit too much on it. It will be collected by the goalkeeper. Gareth Taylor said he wanted to show the Liverpool supporters at Anfield today they wanted to be really competitive, play our way and show what we can do the fans proud. There was enormous disappointment at the way that FA Cup semi-final span in the second half. Over all, Sullivan. Well, that looked a kind free kick award.
Yeah, I'd like to see that back again. I don't think it was against Denise O'Sullivan. I think it was given to Nagano, but looked very, very soft.
Me dropping. Oh, and getting the ball back towards Van Domselaar's goal. Well, she doesn't want to score on her final appearance, but not like that. She came close on Wednesday as well, of course, hitting the bar a couple of times.
Yeah, she did. She does make a difference. She's been so good for Arsenal, probably a little bit underrated, to be honest, because I just think her work out of possession is so good, and that's what you don't really notice. You only see Beth Mead and think of goals, but such a hard worker.
Oh, Fox, what a wonderful ball through. Oh, brilliant save from Falk to deny Ford. McCabe is there. They're appealing for a penalty. The referee's not seen it. It's another chance for Arsenal.
It's great play. Really, really good build up, lovely pass through, should have been a goal. Absolutely, it's a good save from Falk, but has to score from there.
Emily Fox is having some game from right back. She's popping up everywhere. And Liverpool now have a player down. Referee doesn't have to stop the game. Drop back to Rousseau. Try and get in towards Blackstenius, who's there! And Arsenal have taken the lead. Their pressing and their probing has paid off. And on a day where a point will do secure second, they're leading the match at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 1.
And sometimes it's just all about that direct ball. And who does it better? Nobody does it better than Blackstenius. Just played back out. Rousseau looks up. That's where she wants to be, in there, doesn't she, at the end of that? Falk could be a little bit disappointed with herself, but look how deep that Liverpool line has gone here. Absolutely nothing really she could do about it. It's all about stepping up. And there's absolutely no space for her to come out and make any kind of impact there. But it's a good goal from Blackstenius.
Well, she's come away to claim it for sure, hasn't she? That she got a touch on it. The important thing for Arsenal is that they lead at Liverpool.
And, you know, it is something I'm sure they've spoken about in the dressing room, just being a little bit more direct. As wonderful the football looks they play, sometimes it is just about getting the ball in the box, into their goal scorers, which they have plenty of. And especially when the line of Liverpool are dropping right back into that 6-yard area.
Bernabé collects. That had been coming, in truth, Emma, hadn't it, that Arsenal were going to score first?
I mean, I could say that about every single game I've watched Arsenal play, and sometimes it just doesn't come. But I think Liverpool are playing a dangerous game, that high line, and then polar opposites, the high line and then such a deep line when they're defending the box. It gives your goalkeeper no chance whatsoever, and all it needs is even the faintest touches, not even a touch, to be honest, because it's impossible to defend against.
Well, for now, the goal's been given to Blackstenius. I'm sure, by the way, we're checking back the footage to see if we can get a definitive verdict on the touch. But either way, from a goalkeeper's point of view, you see in many of those where the ball just goes straight through it, doesn't need that touch. We'll have a look here. Does this help us, Emma, do we think?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see from that angle, isn't it? I'm going to say yeah, because she celebrated it. She's an honest person. But it's all about that back line dropping in. And, you know, as a goalkeeper, you always have to follow the original ball. So Falk will be a little bit disappointed she didn't do that. And she's expecting more of a touch from Blackstenius, but it's what you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to follow the original ball. But either way, for me, the back line were the problem, not stepping up and leaving that space for the goalkeeper.
Couldn't keep it out. She's already made a couple of huge saves, in truth, today at Anfield so far. Fox. No goal yet at Stamford Bridge between Chelsea and Manchester United. Again, many of us thought might be a Champions League playoff a few weeks back. United falling away means that's not the case, but the score not actually relevant there as long as Arsenal are not losing this game. And they're looking to add to their 1-0 advantage. Blackstenius. She has kept that in play.
You can see that Liverpool are well organised in their mostly 4-4-2 press. You can see they know their roles, but I don't feel like they're executing it really well. They're not aggressive. They're quite passive in their out of possession. And against a team like Arsenal, you have to be getting contact with the player, trying to make them make a mistake.
Oh, what a move this is. Blackstenius! Falk with a save. But given the flowing football that preceded the shot, that would have been an extraordinary Arsenal goal.
It would. Absolutely brilliant. You can see in here Kate McCabe coming right into that central area. It's a lovely touch, isn't it? Really, really nice touch from McCabe. Just Megan, Jenna Clark, and oh, that would have been one we might have been watching for a while if that had hit the back of the net.
McCabe on it. After that wonderful flick, in by Mead, and it's away by Clark. Well, we have word that the goal has now been credited to Alessia Russo. So for now, and it might be further reviewed, but she has the goal, and that would be her 12th of the Barclays WSL season, her 23rd in all competitions. And Emma, it seems your honesty box approach of Blackstenius claiming she got the touch is not enough.
What a good person she is, celebrating for her teammate. Yeah, so even more so for Jennifer Falk to be disappointed coming from that original ball outside the box. Definitely would feel she should have done a little bit better.
McCabe fall from left back again. Well, that was a pass that nearly worked out for Ford, who's also had a big chance in this game so far.
They really do create numbers up, don't they, Arsenal, by pushing their full-backs. The problem for opposition is it's easy if you just put... Easy, I say easy. If you just push your full-backs up, like, you can kind of keep them in front of you. But what Arsenal do is they bring their full-backs inside, and they have the width from their wingers, and it just creates a huge overflow into those central areas.
Arsenal force Liverpool to give them the ball back again. This is an Arsenal side. They've only lost one league game all season. And in fact, they're unbeaten in 16 Barclays WSL matches going into today, as Mead is unable to retrieve it.
But I do think that is the frustrating part. You'd nearly prefer to lose the league by the big teams like beating you and beating you well than to have lost it because of silly draws that they will be absolutely kicking themselves about.
Look at that, by the way, 10 attempts already for Arsenal today. It's also been Russo's link-up play in recent weeks has been so impressive, but O'Sullivan has it for Liverpool. Josendal. O'Sullivan wants it back, and the attempt on the edge was rather tame, and Arsenal can clear.
Yeah, very tame. I believe it was Olsen that had the final shot, but those are the moments, and I'm sure that'll be said at half-time by Taylor. Those are the moments you have to capitalise on. You don't get many. It's a good transition. They also had the option, I think it was, could have been Bergstrom on the far side, but you just have to move the ball quickly there.
Fisk, Bernabé, too loose, straight into Fox, Mead. Look how quickly Arsenal open up the pitch now, Pelova.
Yeah, she's just putting her hand up to Ford there, apologising for not playing it early because it was on. Ford had made a great run and Liverpool were really disjointed, huge gaps in that back line.
Fox, it's been a major problem for Liverpool down that side. McCabe. Russo turns out. Blackstenius back to goal. Mead, great feet. Extremely emotional scenes at the Emirates in the week, with Beth Mead being part of that cluster of Arsenal players saying goodbye. She's in the box now, hoping to receive it from Ford. Ford cuts it back. Russo! Falk there again. She's racking up the saves, and Arsenal are racking up the chances.
Yeah, and Russo normally does this so well, just collecting the ball outside the box there. Look at the space she has. Just a simple turn. Nagano overcompensates, leaving her at the edge of the box, and fairly routine save, I would say, for Falk.
McCabe, oh, smart ball, Caldente, 2-0. She's absolutely thumped it. Arsenal have been at it here in these opening 32 minutes. Renee Schleger's side are cruising on Merseyside.
Yeah, very clever corner. Definitely well worked. They're playing the short. You just think Kate McKay's going to put it in. They've only sent one out, Liverpool, so it's already a 2v1. And then they just create that, because the panic from Bernabei goes out to close Kate McCabe down. Really clever, but it's still a great finish from Mariona Caldente.
A broad smile after the World Work routine. It's her 4th league goal of the season. And a number of Irish flags in that away end, Emma. I'm sure you're enjoying that.
Things you love to see. And especially here, in what they call Little Ireland. I'm sure plenty of Irish have come from their homes in Liverpool. It's great to see. We've got 2 very special Irish players out there at the moment.
McCabe's departure ending kind of a lineage of Irish players in the Arsenal squad, for now anyway.
Yeah,
There has
absolutely.
been, including yourself.
Yeah, over 25 years since Arsenal have been without an Irish female player. So yeah, it is definitely an end of an era, and something I'm very sad about, because there's been a good relationship there. Not that I'll stop supporting them. I wouldn't do that.
It's not a deal breaker for you, no.
Well.
Beth Mead, second time she's gone down. Bernabei looking to float this. Chechi drops it back to Grace Fisk. You talk about that work off the ball. She's won it here. An Arsenal move again. Blackstenius. No way through. Fighting for it. And there she is again, trying to cover Denise O'Sullivan.
Yeah, I mean, Grace Fisk did really well to recover that ball, originally giving it away, just moving the ball too slowly. Looked like they weren't sure what they were doing there. But as soon as you stop moving that ball, that is a trigger for Arsenal to press, and they get themselves into trouble. Good recovery from Fisk, though.
Well, there has been a goal at Chelsea, so the Blues one up on Manchester United at Stamford Bridge, but it matters not, because Arsenal are leading 2-0 here. Second right now is theirs. Chopped forward by Arsenal towards Fox, but it does seem like a huge thing to finish second over third, given the disruption to pre-season plans, and there's the league table as things stand.
Absolutely. And Chelsea, again, will be kicking themselves that they couldn't finish second, considering where they were in the league a couple of months ago. But it's a massive difference to their pre-season structure, which we all know is so vital at the moment, this present time in women's game, season being so long. That's cut short. Plus, you also have got really difficult games.
Well, Sullivan popped up in a pocket of space. She has scored for Liverpool in cup competition, but was looking for her first in league football for the Reds.
Yeah, scored a great header, probably not what she's known for. She's definitely going for it. I was going to say maybe she's trying to get someone in there, but no, she had a look up, wanted to put that top corner.
Rousseau, some of her link-up play in recent weeks has been ridiculous for Arsenal, and she shifted onto forward. And now Mead. Blackstenius forward in the middle. Pelova gets in behind. It's easy for Arsenal again, and it is 3. Rousseau just pops it into the top corner. The same problems keep coming up for Liverpool, but Arsenal have been ruthless with it. 3-0 up, and we're still 8 minutes short of half-time.
Again, it's in those wide areas, and in this case, it's Bernabei who gets really done out of position. See Beth Mead again involved in it. She looks up really clever. It's that ball. Bernabei's not sure to go with player, cover the space, but again, you have to talk about the finish from Rousseau. That is pure class. Pelova, it's an actually great ball as well, isn't it, to pick Rousseau out. Great finish.
Her second goal of this game, her 24th in all competitions. She's been at it recently, hasn't she? That hat-trick against Spurs in the North London derby. 2 in that last away game, the winner Aston Villa.
I mean, she's just got everything. The fact you can play her in a 9 and a 10, I do believe her best position is 9. She's great in the air, she's got great feet, brilliant hold-up play, good work rate off the ball, can see the pass, brilliant goal scorer, best in the world.
Up for a number of individual accolades as well, as Arsenal get into a brief huddle. Can't imagine there's too much to instruct her than just keep doing that.
Just keep going, absolutely. Keep pushing it down the sides. I think full-backs keep pushing up. Seen Beth Mead out in the wide areas, you've seen her central areas. Liverpool don't know what to do with it.
What a signing she's been for Manchester United, 3rd season. 8 away goals in the league is more than any other player. We'll start on the Football Writers Player of the Year award too. Unsurprisingly, the only player to outscore her in Bunny Shaw.
Well, I was going to say she deserves all the accolades she gets, but Bunny Shaw probably deserved that one, I think.
Rousseau tries to win it. Oh, it's a heavy touch from Clark, and Ford looking to evade Fisk. She has support arriving. Ford tries to go it alone, and Clark makes amends for her error. McCabe. Ford turns and is through, and goodness me, every time Arsenal get forward, they look like they're going to score.
They're trying to walk it into the goal at this stage. Caitlin Ford is desperate to score, and you can see it. It's good pressure, though. It's good to keep the attack alive. With Arsenal, they're so good at that as well, picking up the pieces around the area and just keep putting those penetrating passes in.
Peter Olsen has earned a free kick and drawn a yellow card out of an Arsenal defender. Really good work from the Sweden striker in her first season at the club.
Yeah, you can just see the tug there. I think Mariona Caldente is the one that gets the card, but it probably should have been Lotte Bouba-Moy, to be honest.
Well, we'll get confirmation on exactly who that yellow card was flashed at in a moment, but we believe it's Bouba-Moy. Well, that was the pull, wasn't it, Emma,
Yeah,
in that run?
she did tug Olsen back. No need for it, really. Well, I mean, last game. As long as she doesn't get another one.
Here come those in red. O'Sullivan on it. Garno, Bernabé, Josendal. We've seen a couple of moments of her getting forward down the left wing for Liverpool.
We have. I just don't think we've seen enough, to be honest, and I wouldn't be surprised if Anna Josendal gets taken off at half-time. Just a difficult game for her, especially with Emily Fox driving up and Emily and Beth Mead out there. It's difficult for her to know her role and who to press.
Being told that at the moment there's going to be 3 additional minutes at the end of the 45 as Ford collects it in front of Bergstrom. Stennis was in the middle, cross doesn't reach her. Rousseau collects, squares. Fox. An inventive touch, and Liverpool in panicked fashion in truth get it away.
It was always going to be difficult for Liverpool, and I still think they're a team that are learning Gareth Taylor's ways. But whatever the case is, whatever they're told to do, whatever they've been asked to do, there has to be some aggression in it when you're playing against top teams like this, and you have to be able to put pressure on the ball and not make it easy, which I think they'll be a little bit disappointed with that element from the game so far.
Only narrowly lost to the Emirates earlier on in the season. Had to be that Olivia Smith scored against her former club to open the scoring. Birte Olsen levelled before an 87th minute goal from Blackstenius. Won it that day back in December, but Arsenal have been at it here. Caldente. Up against Bergstrom. Oh, great feat from Caldente. And she had just run it out of play.
So I've seen Mariona Caldente do this so many times with Barca. You know, don't see it as much this season because she's playing a deeper role, but when she's playing out in that wing, that's what she does. That's what I miss. I miss seeing these moments from her. Such a quality player. I do think playing in midfield has taken its toll. I think she's excellent in there. She can play absolutely anywhere. I think she's a brilliant midfielder, and her and Kim Little are excellent together, but nobody talks about how different it is and how much exertion you have to put in there. And towards the end of the season, I do think Mariona suffered a little bit, and I think that's just down to just how many minutes and how much she's done this season.
Fisk. Well, it will be a relief to Liverpool. There's nothing riding on this final day. They're in an awful spot for a long time. Josendal gets forward. That ball was interesting, but Olsen was a couple of yards away from it.
Yeah, but it's good. Better from Josendal. That's what she has to do. When she gets on the ball, can she deliver? And then it's about getting the Liverpool players into the box. And it was a decent ball, as you could see. Nobody went for it. And Domselaar wasn't sure to go or not. It can be a little bit of an uplift going in at half-time.
Arsenal free kick in a good area as Clark tries to claim her innocence.
Yeah, it's difficult once the hand's up, isn't it? And the way Blackstenius went down.
Well, Gareth Taylor referee gets the free kick in position. Liverpool look so vulnerable from these against Brighton in the FA Cup. Delivery in and picked up by Falk.
She gets a bit of a knock there, coming out. It's in a bit of pain. But it's better, it's a better line from Liverpool, and that's the difference. Once they keep their line and hold their line, it allows your keeper to come out, especially if you have a keeper that likes to control that area. It's her own player. It's Jenna Clark again.
We'll wait to see what moves Liverpool make in the summer transfer window to try and improve the squad, especially with some notable experience leaving. Some loans coming to an end today, including Falk. Martha Thomas, who's been injured, the recruit from Spurs. He's at Shimizu as well from Manchester City. Her loan ends today. One back by Mead. Caldente. Lova looked like she had the chance to get that shot away a touch earlier.
Yeah, just dragged it a little bit. Interesting to see what Arsenal do in the second half. So we have seen a bit of a dip normally when they've scored a couple of goals first half. That urgency and the motivation to score tends to dip.
Russo chasing down Fisk. Russo, lovely turn. We've had the 3 minutes and her shot is blocked, and it looks like the referee is going to give Arsenal the chance to swing this in.
Well, let's see if Liverpool just send the one out after last time. It's obviously Bernabé's job to leave that front post area when there's a short, which can cause a problem in the front post area if it's delivered.
Some in the Kop spilling onto the concourses. As McCabe swings it in, Ford was in there, Russo will chase. But that's the end of the first half, and a comprehensive one from Arsenal at Anfield. Well, we thought that Stina Blackstenius had given Arsenal the lead on 21 minutes, but her glancing header was deemed not to have been one after Russo's cross into the box. Caldente made it 2-0 with her brilliant effort just past half hour. And Russo now credited with 2 goals. The cross going through for the first. That emphatic finish for 3-0. They've been brilliant. And at half-time, it is Liverpool 0, Arsenal 3. Welcome back to Anfield. Arsenal are going to make a half-time change here. 3-0 up on Liverpool, a scoreline that will secure them second. We understand Liverpool are preparing a change as well, because Cornelia Carpox should be coming on shortly, but there's going to be the introduction of Taylor Hines, formerly of Liverpool, spent 5 years here. So we'll see what the change is going to be for Arsenal at the break. Not much needs changing because they've been brilliant so far. And we did wonder if Katie McCabe at left-back might be the one coming off, but she's out there. So we wait for official confirmation of this change. Do you want to see Arsenal keep up this kind of energy level here, Emma Byrne, given the situation they're in?
Absolutely. If it's not just for the fans alone, those hundreds that have gone there to watch the game. And I'd like to see them do it for their own sake as well, because that is something that's probably over their heads about their second half performances, and not, keep saying it, turning the screw and not stepping up when they needed to. So they'll want to prove that in these last 45.
So Wooden-Moy is off for Hines, so there'll be a reshuffle in Arsenal's backline. Amir Enderby's the player who's made way for Carpox. So changes for both sides at half-time. And a reminder, if you're joining us late, nothing on this for Liverpool, already safe. And for Arsenal, they knew a point would secure them second, and the bypassing of the additional qualifying round in the Champions League. And so far, Emma, it's been an extremely professional job from the Gunners.
Yeah, they really look like they're playing with some freedom. There's a lot of fluid movement out there, a lot of rotations, something that perhaps they might not get away with against a better team in transition, but they look like they're enjoying it.
When we heard that Taylor Hines was coming, and you called that, I was quite pretty impressed with that. So Hines is on. 5 years a Liverpool player.
It's my job, bro.
Yes, that's true, actually. And they're in here, Liverpool. Carpox with the early ball, and it's run out to the far side where it will be collected by Josendal.
It's a great ball in, wasn't it? Really dangerous ball in. And Carpox coming straight in. She's a good player for Liverpool.
You were surprised she didn't start the game, actually, when the team sheet came in.
Yeah, I like her. I think she fits in well in this system as well. You can just see her here, just drifting inside. She's good on the ball.
As you predicted, actually, off-air prior, Katie McCabe now filling in at centre-back for her final, it's hard to believe it, her final half of football as an Arsenal player, as Fox deals with the danger.
Started off as a striker, you know. And we used to play against her club level. She'd be the striker. Brilliant there, brilliant in the 10, brilliant left wing, brilliant in the middle. She played 6 for us against France for Ireland.
It's a foul by Ford. Do you remember, because she seems such a confident character now into her 30s, do you remember when she first came into the Arsenal dressing room back in, what, 2015 now?
Absolutely. She was confident then as well, which she needed to be honest, coming into a dressing room like Arsenal, and could just tell she was going to fit in straight away. Obviously, with the added security of knowing the bigger personalities in the dressing room. Yeah, she was great. She always had so much talent. You knew she was going to get there.
She'll leave Arsenal with 7 titles across all the competitions. She's won everything as an Arsenal player. With the Champions League, really, the one missing last season. Bergstrom pushing forward from right back. Carpox shifted along out to Bernabé. What will Gareth Taylor want to see from his Liverpool side in this second half?
Definitely a conversation about getting bodies up the field. You can see already the full-backs have pushed right up. I'm not sure he'd been asking his centre-backs to be taking strikes. But yeah, getting the numbers up and just doing better on the ball in transitions when they have the ball, because you've seen at the start they actually kept the ball quite nicely and there was some really nice movements there, but then towards the latter end of the half they're just giving the ball away in silly situations. They've changed, looks like they've changed into a back 5, out of possession certainly a 5-4-1, and if they have changed in attacking, it means they might be able to get further numbers in the wider areas with wing backs pushing on.
Stat you were keen to stress to me at half-time, interceptions for Liverpool in that first half, 1.
Yeah, I thought that was a really alarming stat, considering the amount of the ball and amount of times that Arsenal got into that attacking third.
They're in here, Russo's cut back, Ford on it, tries to lay it off. And Liverpool just about deal with that danger as they get it up to Olsen and look to play out. But Arsenal, it's a familiar sight, isn't it, from this game? They're managing to get in down that right-hand side.
Yeah, just finding the way. Gareth Taylor has changed to get his wing-backs in there to stop the wide play, but you're seeing there that Arsenal are still able to problem solve. I think there's actually nearly too much time on the ball. We're just looking at this from Olsen. Zlaja Kodina. Just strong challenge, I would say, which she's famous for, which I love about her.
Belabé, the Spanish international who joined this season from Chelsea, looking for options down the line that are not immediately forthcoming. Going into today for Liverpool, by the way, not a dead set thing that they'd finish 11th in the table. Mathematically, at the start of that day, could have found themselves as high as 8th, going above Everton, Villa and West Ham, but just haven't been at it here.
Oh, it's really interesting, Rob, because, you know, don't always look at the table, but I do know they were down there, and when I actually looked at it properly today, it's a bad season for them, let's be honest, and the fact that they're fighting relegation for such a big club, but there wasn't much of a difference between them and the likes of Brighton, who have had a great season by the looks of it on the table. So sometimes it can be a little bit deceiving, can't it?
Russo trying to lean things forward, dealt with by Clark for now.
I think it's just trying to limit Arsenal's goal tally, to be quite honest, at the moment. Liverpool have gone 5-4-1, which is very, very defensive, especially this low, and they've gone to an even lower block, and not just defensive, but when they do win it back, there's nobody up there, is there?
Great feet from Caldente. It's back with her again, and I think she had every right to shoot after her teammates tried to pass it through Liverpool.
Yeah, she's apologising because it has gone very, very wide. You said she had the right, but you'd expect her to hit the target also, wouldn't you?
Jennifer Falk now has that group of Arsenal fans giving her grief. And well supported, that tremendous support up at Villa Park the other week. And again, that came after the fact the title challenge had ended, but tremendous support in the sunshine in the Midlands. And look at the Irish representation as well in the stands today.
It's brilliant. It really is. It's like feeling a bit emotional. Well, you've got two world-class Irish players out there, and that's, you know, obviously they want to pay their respect to Katie, their last game in an Arsenal shirt, and I think it's wonderful. And that's what the Irish will do. They will turn up for you.
Fox has won it back. She had an outstanding first half of the American international.
She's had a great season, Fox. Brilliant signing for Arsenal. Just her pace alone. She's not perfect in her positioning, but she's got so much pace. She just recovers so well. And she really does cover that back line. I've seen that in Champions League games more than anything, and that's where you do see the difference in the levels. And she definitely stuck out.
Just one first-time pass too many from Arsenal, but it will work its way out to Kodina now.
But I do think these are the moments in the game where Arsenal need to take the bull by the horns and not drop their levels because of the opposition. So you can see Liverpool, they're slow to react. They look lethargic. The ball gets stuck under their feet. Their passing's not good. Arsenal can drop to that level too. And I think that's where they need a mentality change. And things like this just not good enough. Come on, the standards aren't there, and just raise them up a little bit, because it is quite easy as a player mentally just to drop a little bit when it's easy.
Well, it brings me to the kind of culture point around some of these Arsenal players leaving, and I think of players like Katie McCabe and Beth Mead in particular about being standard setters for Arsenal. Yes, they're in the, would you even call it, the latter stage of their career, but there's a deficit there in the dressing rooms in there, I imagine, Emma, in terms of leadership, saying this is the level you expect from an Arsenal player.
100%. And the club itself are so adamant about this culture and about the way you represent the club. It's a huge part of the club and being a player for Arsenal. And these are Arsenal players, and they've shown that, and they've lived their lives like that. I think they're great representatives, and that's not easy to find, and you're starting afresh, and sometimes it's about helping these new players understand that, and you need the older players. I say older, 30 is not old.
Yeah, yeah.
30, 31, like Kate McCabe is 30 years old. She does not get injured. So you could sign a 20-year-old that is problematic injuries. It's very, very different.
Here's O'Sullivan. Unable to work that through Liverpool. Ford. Still question marks about what her future looks like as an Arsenal player. It's a great ball out to Mead. Oh, you can hear that away support. Desperate that Beth Mead gets a shot away.
I mean, it would be just lovely, wouldn't it, to see Beth Mead score. She deserves it. She definitely deserved a goal against Everton, but deserves to put the cherry on top, doesn't she?
Fox. Fox again. O'Sullivan gets the challenge in.
It's very difficult for these Liverpool players, especially the ones higher up, to ones like Olsen and O'Sullivan.
Pilova. Mead is up with her. Just drops it into Mead. Unable to get the shot away properly.
Well, those are the moments that I'm talking about. Just overplaying it a little bit. Another day, a different game, that ball would have went in earlier, but obviously you want to see Beth Mead score, so they're doing everything they can.
Well, the change has been made, and the Arsenal chapter of Beth Mead's amazing career comes to an end at Anfield. 9.5 years, 86 goals. Gunners and England legend gets the reception she deserves as she makes her way out of the action.
Absolutely. And she deserves to walk across that pitch. And that is how humble she is. Steps off the other side to walk around. When everybody wants to congratulate her and give her a little cuddle, just walk straight through Mead.
There was a couple of changes there for Arsenal, as Blackstenius is also withdrawn, and Olivia Smith, who left Liverpool for £1 million in a record transfer last summer, is on. And there's also Frida Mornham, who's on, who's been in excellent form of late. So those are the Arsenal changes, their second and third of the afternoon.
Yeah, just speaking of Frida Mornham, another player that goes under the radar quite a lot, but this for me is what I like to see. Frida Mornham in the 10, Russo in the 9. Mornham gives you something that nobody else gives you. It's just those clever runs in behind. We've seen it against Brighton when they just couldn't break them down. Mornham came on and just making that run in behind. Very, very clever. Just gives you something a little bit different. I also like to see Russo in the 9.
Well, here's Hines getting forward from left back. One of 2 former Liverpool players out there now for Arsenal. Popped off by Pelova, but Monum's unable to get onto it.
Liverpool substitution replacing number 21, Ali Yossendal. Number 18.
So Kerry Holland is coming on now for Liverpool. She was an injury doubt for the game.
Number 23, Gemma Bonner.
And Gemma Bonner steps onto the pitch for Liverpool for the final time in her career. She's been able to get herself fit for this match. The club's record appearance maker in the Barclays WSL era. And we're seeing some real club legends depart their respective teams this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see her back on the pitch.
Smith, so quick. Well, she's hung it into the middle. It looked like she'd run it out of play, and sure enough, it did just about go out.
It did. Looks like she's ran into the advertisement boards too. She's so quick. But Fisk does just about enough, I think. It's not bad defending in the box, but going back to Gemma Bonner, great to see the fact that she's got herself back here to say goodbye, especially in this stadium. Means a lot to her. Great to see Kerry Holland, huge player for Liverpool. You speak about Liverpool, the injuries that they've had, really difficult for Gareth Taylor considering the squad, but a lot of players of Martha Thomas, Sophie Hogg, Hobinger, Lundgaard. That is difficult to replace.
Well, bottom on and really having to look over for her shoulder as Arsenal players look to get in behind. Caldente. McCabe. Imagine she'll get her substitution exit as well, perhaps, before the game's end. Ford trying to get through Clark. And it is an Arsenal corner.
Yeah, you see Arsenal trying to manipulate the ball into those wide areas of the now back 3 of Liverpool. Changes really where you want to create the spaces. And now Liverpool have changed to a 2 out, which makes the short difficult for Arsenal.
Something that worked so well for them in the first half. Caldente just clips that into the near post. Smith. Hines keeps Arsenal on the ball. They've won 13 of their last 15 Barclays WSL matches against Liverpool. 1 loss in that time 2.5 years ago.
At the Emirates. I was at that game. Opening game of the season as well, not the best way to start.
Great feat from O'Sullivan to keep it for Liverpool. Bonner, what a reception she had when she came on as well. Barclays WSL winning captain of Liverpool. Sullivan lets it run, and it's picked off by Fox and reset by Arsenal.
I'm interested to see who Gareth Taylor will go for in the summer, or has gone for. I'm sure a lot of them has already been tied up.
Wallen to Ford. Forward again. Just managed to stay on it here, and Bergstrom did enough, and the team of officials say the ball has stayed in play.
Bergstrom was excellent there, really difficult. As soon as Caitlin Ford gets in the box with the ball at her feet, it's extremely difficult for a defender to contact. But Bergstrom did exactly what she needed to do.
A toe to it from Bergstrom. Caldente. Hines. For Arsenal, it's a 7th game in 20 days. They've had this backlog of fixtures stemming from their run to the Champions League semi-finals. No WSL team has ever had that before, by the way. Such a demanding fixture schedule.
Incredible. Incredible and ridiculous. Too much.
Well, Arsenal are having to recover the situation, and they do that well. Tidied up in the end by Codina.
Yeah, good defending from Codina. Another player that's going to add value to another BWSL
Yeah, that's
team.
right. Another one of the leaving group. 7 said their goodbyes in the week. And that didn't include Katie McCabe. In possession here was visibly emotional anyway at full time.
Yeah, she would have made up her mind by then, and then it's difficult because she is not getting to say goodbye to the fans, which is so important to Katie.
Hypothetically, Arsenal get a penalty here.
She's taking it.
Yeah, you got to.
No, they might even try to get it for that reason.
Alicia Russo doesn't need another goal, does she? They can hand that off to
She wouldn't
Katie McCabe.
even get to pick it up.
Here's Smith. These Liverpool players know all about her, but she hasn't been able to do something with that. 10 goals in her debut season as an Arsenal player, 5 of them in the league.
Incredible signing. Absolutely brilliant player. Once you've got a player with that amount of pace, it just changes everything for you. It really stretches the game. I'm not sure they use her, to be honest, as they can do. Like, I always judge teams on, like Arsenal, Chelsea, on the Champions League games, because it's another level, and that's when you can really show you're at the level.
Cortina had done well originally, but Liverpool have got it back. Capox trying to shift it through Hines, but she did well. And it was a rare moment where Liverpool could threaten.
It was just that check back from Capox. She did well to push it out, and Hines had lost her feet. If she'd have kept on that path, she might have been able to get a shot away. It was great play from Denise O'Sullivan. And that is a foul from Russo.
Past the midway point in this second half now. And if Liverpool will have to be more resilient as a team next season, they haven't won a match in 2 years in the league that they've gone behind in. I mean, perhaps no surprise today that Arsenal would go on and get more, especially given the flow of the game after Russo's opener. That's a concerning statistic in a way, isn't it, Emma?
It is, and I think it's how they're set up as well. That they like to be compact, so they'll sit back and maybe try and transitions, and once you go down in a losing position, that's difficult.
Smith just drags the effort. Scored against her former club Liverpool earlier on in the season and had the chance to do it at Anfield.
And she had a bit of time there. Fisk does well to get over. Just, as you say, drags it across. I do always think Olivia Smith needs a couple of chances before she gets it right. But she does always get chances, and she most likely gets it right.
Caldente. His super quick feet, just glides past players. And Hines is forward from full-back. 4 in the middle for Arsenal. And the cutback doesn't work out, but Ford has turned, and from essentially nothing won Arsenal another corner kick with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, this time a much sharper turn from Ford. Liverpool do look better defensively in this shape, but as I said, difficult for them to break out and transition, but at least they're keeping Arsenal to a respectable scoreline.
Yeah, 3-0 at the break, still 3-0 as Smith hangs it up. Hines hit the shot, it got a deflection through, but Falco claim, and Liverpool can move it on themselves. Olsen, their top scorer, hasn't really had a chance yet today. O'Sullivan. Smart ball. Olsen's in the middle. And hurried away by Arsenal again.
Yeah, but better from Liverpool, isn't it? It's Kerry Holland just dropping off in this formation as a wing-back. She'll get on the ball, which allows those spaces for Olsen, who's really good at running into the channels. It's the first time we've seen her making that run. I definitely think this formation is one that Gareth Taylor can look at and build on.
Holland, she's got that unbelievable solo goal against Everton at Goodison recently. Just couldn't quite keep it in play to good effect. She is Liverpool's Players' Player of the Year.
Liverpool substitutions replacing.
Well, Gemma Evans is going to get her final Liverpool run out here, her second season since arriving from Manchester United, but the club confirming she's leaving. So here come the changes now as Bergstrom comes out. And there's also going to be some game time for young Zara Shaw, who scored against Charlton in the FA Cup. But for Evans, she signs out as a Liverpool player today. That's the double change. McLean has come out of midfield, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like Gemma Evans has gone to that left side. I'll tell you now, they've gone back to a back four.
Fisk.
Sarah Shaw, who's gone on that right-hand side. In a rare moment, Liverpool have a corner. You can see it comes off Emily Fox, and it definitely goes over. Not sure what Emily Fox was contesting.
See if Liverpool can do something here. They haven't really threatened Stephanie Van Domselaar in the Arsenal goal too much. Oh, Clark's header is a free one, and it's bundled in. And Shaw is the player who steered it home. Scored in extra time in the FA Cup against Charlton, and now the youngsters scored in front of the Kop.
Incredible. It's incredible, isn't it? To their first corner of the game. And Shaw, what a way to make your appearance. It's a good knock back in from Jenna Clark in that back post. Good contact. And there's three of them there really lining up. Arsenal complaining there's a handball, but still have to defend your space. And that's a poor goal to concede from Arsenal.
Well, what an amazing story for the 18-year-old from the academy. I can't remember exactly the moment she came on, but she's played about 25-30 minutes of first-team football for Liverpool this season and has scored twice How about that?
Her market value has just gone through the roof.
That's right. Sent Liverpool to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Now scores against the world and European champions.
Incredible. 22 minutes against Charlton.
Cop end 2. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
So what are we saying? 30 minutes played, 2 goals?
Yeah, that's a good goal rate. And she'd have every right to get up here as Evans is thwarted at the last.
Certainly has given Liverpool a little bit of energy.
She didn't seem too keen to celebrate. She wanted the ball out of the net so they could go again.
I love that. Get the ball. We're not coming back.
It's on, yeah. Here's Caldente. Arsenal preparing to bring on Chloe Kelly next. Here's Ford, and we understand Caitlin Ford will be the player to make way.
Does look like Liverpool have gone, well, you can see here, and when they're in this low block, they're 5-4-1, but it looks like they go into a 4. Kerry Holland pushing higher.
Oh, and Olsen was nearly in.
That was close, wasn't it? Van Domselaar, who normally does pick up a really nice high line behind. Just given away by Fox, and it's Denise. A great little ball from Denise O'Sullivan. I just feel Olsen, she can just have that little bit more of a step and belief.
Well, a look over at the dugout, as there seems to be some confusion about this Arsenal change because they have an injury as well. No doubt that Chloe Kelly, England forward, is next up. Well, maybe they're just waiting to see how Emily Fox is here before committing to a change.
Yeah, she seems fine. Otherwise, it would be a very quick decision. She knows her body as well, so I'm sure she'll be able to stay on.
Well, a last in-game team talk, you'd imagine, with 13 minutes to play here. What do you think Renée Slagers would be saying to her players here about the way the second half has panned out anyway? Because Arsenal haven't created with the same frequency.
No, I think that's exactly what she's saying, how to progress higher up quicker. And now you've got Olivia Smith on the pitch. Can we find those spaces in behind? It's just about moving the ball again, trying to get your team to move the ball quicker with that, you know, that motivation, that urgency, and, well, we spoke about it already, about sometimes is what Arsenal lacks.
Arsenal substitution replacing number 19, Caitlin Ford. Number 18, Chloe Kelly.
So Caitlin Ford leaves the stage. We wait for further detail on her future. Chloe Kelly is on. And a reminder of the calibre of subs that Arsenal have at their disposal.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can really feel a change when Chloe Kelly comes on the pitch. Probably one of the best players to get the ball in the box. Brilliant crossing ability, so dangerous. And I think it's from just that simple fact of when she gets on the ball, she delivers that, getting into the final third, delivering, being a little bit more direct. Really helps.
Godinho under pressure. Well, the spring in the step of Liverpool, having been second best for almost all of the match to this point.
Yeah, it's like these moments like these that they will hang on to, won't they? Because they've been completely played off the field by Arsenal. But 3-1 looks a little bit respectable, doesn't it? And then those moments when they win the ball in transition. Nice through ball from Denise O'Sullivan. Kerry Holland, good on the ball. Those are the things that you build on.
Kadina. Now McCabe. By my count, Arsenal still have one substitution to use. Will it be Katie McCabe as she shifts it on to Caldente?
I think so. You have to give her that, don't you? You've still got Leah Williamson on the bench.
Kelly. Oh, it's a smart ball, and one wasn't quite on the same wavelength as her. There's Katie McCabe, who's been excellent throughout so far.
And Pelova, we haven't spoken enough about her either. She's been absolutely brilliant in there. And I honestly believe if this player can get more minutes, get a little bit fitter, a little bit sharper, she could be one of the best midfielders in this league.
Well, Russo's kept this alive for Arsenal. Liverpool scrambling, and they had enough players back in red to get that away. On for a hat-trick at the moment, Alicia Russo.
And doesn't stop. From minute one to right to the end, she will not stop working. And there's nothing worse than playing against a number 9 like that. Does not let the defenders rest on the ball. Does not allow any time to build. For me, it's what she does off the ball that she's been incredible. Obviously, she's very good on the ball. But what she does off the ball is really, really incredible.
Once knocks it down, Kelly just decides to hook something towards goal. 5 of her 6 goals have come in the lead this season, Chloe Kelly. Fisk has come out to the right side since the second half changes.
Yeah, they've gone to a back 4, as you can see. You've got your 2 centre-backs, Fisk is right back, Gemma Evans left back, and then Nagano just dropping in there as a midfielder.
Bonner gets that pass away to Evans. The 2 departing Gemmas, linking up down the Liverpool left. And Smith doing the defensive side of the game too. Much in the spirit of Beth Mead, who she's replaced down that side.
Yeah, just the final ball from Gemma Evans, not good enough. Into Kerry Holland, you can see how frustrated Holland is. It's those moments, isn't it, that just really need to be tidied up for Liverpool.
Caldente just breezes forward here for Arsenal. And the pass is really clever. And perhaps it should have been 4-1. Pelova in her final game with the opportunity.
No perhaps about it. It's an absolutely brilliant ball from Fox. Just look at this. First of all, the work from Mariona. Just cutting through that midfield. Just look at this ball from Fox. First time. Just lovely, lovely stuff. And I am not going to blame Pelova for that one little bit.
Hasn't scored a league goal this season, just the one in cup competition. Holland can't win it, hurried away by McCabe. Clark up, Russo trying to win it as it gets a bit messy in centre field.
Missy and Messi.
Missy and Messi, yeah. Here's O'Sullivan. Gano allowed to shift that forward a bit too easily, and eventually it will run through to Van Domselaar.
It really does look like a tired performance now from Liverpool, and that's what happens when you don't see much of the ball for long periods of the game. When you do have a back, just that lethargic pass from Nagano basically tells the story.
Moved on by Evans. The cable looking back to her goalkeeper. You wonder to what extent it will be a transitional season next season for Arsenal with the amount of players who are going out the door, but would the standard be the same? That league, with the Champions League, they're the goals, they're your starting point.
I don't even think that those words should be said in the same sentence for a club like Arsenal, transitional, because they've won the Champions League, they're established. It should never be transitional for a club like that, because they've got enough money and they've got enough status to bring players in and allow time to develop into what fits the Arsenal way. It might be transitional how they've done this and how they've let these players go. Yes, it might be because of that, it'll be transitional, but it should never be like that.
Morland tries to move it on to Kelly. Rennie Slegers looking to make that final Arsenal change. We're getting word that it almost certainly is Katie McCabe who's going to make way next.
Yeah, and rightly so. This will be her moment. She missed it at the Emirates, obviously. She would have loved to have said goodbye then, but there looks like there's enough Irish fans in that crowd to give her a good send-off.
New way in, sing her name. Imagine even on a personal level, you're at Arsenal for such a long time, Emma. That moment when you actually say goodbye, you're no longer Arsenal player, must be so surreal when it's ingrained in your whole life and personality in many ways.
Absolutely. It is your life, your family, you live the way Arsenal want you to live. Everything is about Arsenal, and I'm sure it's like that for a lot of players, other clubs, but it's such an important thing in your life. It's very difficult to do, especially when you feel like you don't have the choice. It's not your choice to do it. Somebody's taken that choice away from you, but luckily for Katie, it is her choice. It might not have been at the start of the season, but it is now, and I think she can walk away with her head very much held high. I reckon she's holding back the tears.
Yeah, we saw them in the week. There's been some amazing tributes, of course, as you'd expect from those that know her, for what she's done as an Arsenal player. She's still defending that Arsenal goal. Carpox gets onto the second ball for Liverpool. Gano sweeps a shot with her left foot. Kadina hurt in trying to stop her getting away that effort properly.
Yeah, just again, Arsenal switching off a little bit, but again, bad. It's a poor decision from Nagano. She should have fed it out to Holland. And it takes a lot to keep Laia Codina down. Really strong defender.
Yeah, still looks in discomfort there.
Well, she's saying, I'm fine. Katie can come off, I'm fine. I'm going to stay on no matter what.
Well, this is the end of an amazing individual era. Katie McCabe, another Arsenal legend, leaves the field for the final time wearing that badge. Such support from here and from her home country. She won the lot as an Arsenal player. Leaves the pitch as captain, and that's a wonderful reception for a legend of the football club. And you can see what this means to her.
Yeah, can't help get a little bit emotional. You can see what she means to the players as well as those fans. Really nice. She's fighting back the tears there. Just look at all the staff as well. So much respect. But you're going to be playing against her, I imagine.
There will be an additional 5 minutes time played at the end of the game. 5 minutes.
Well, what a moment. There'll be tears in that away end, no doubt. And tears for Arsenal fans watching from home as well.
It's just a strange thing to see that they're all giving her hugs and blah. Just so much respect and so much sadness. But you're going to probably be playing against her and you will not like her next season.
In the middle of all that, Steph Catley came on and has gone in at centre-back. We're into the second now, in fact, of 5 additional minutes, and there was quite the deal around McCabe coming off. Nagano. Here's Fisk. Fisk. Puts its way back to Clark. Have had some really tidy passing moments in midfield. Liverpool today, perhaps too infrequent. O'Sullivan at the centre of much of it. Offloads to Nagano.
Well, that's what it's about. This is a club in transition, Liverpool, new manager, completely different styles, and very, very tactically based. So they're going to take a minute, but they'll definitely be taking some positives from the game.
The shot is blocked. Shaw's in there, having scored her goal. Pelova. Pelova hangs it forward to Smith, but too much on it. Shaw has just shuffled into midfield in McLean's place. Looks very much part of Liverpool's future, given her impact in brief appearances this season.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why he's gone back to the 4. She looks strong, confident. She shows for the ball.
Kelly. Well, there's the ability to use the pace of Smith. A simple ball in behind. And she thrashes it into the Liverpool side netting.
And Gemma Evans does so well to even keep up with Smith, which is something that not many defenders can say they can do. But look at this recovery from Gemma Evans, just staying with her. Ball's bobbling a little bit, but I think Evans did just about enough to put her off. Falk looked like she had that covered near post.
OK, Emma, it's time for your Barclays Player of the Match.
Well, I bet you can guess who I'm going to give it to. I'm giving it to Katie McCabe. It wouldn't have bothered me if she didn't touch the ball, to be quite honest. Her last game in an Arsenal shirt, she's been brilliant all season. Fantastic player for the club. She is definitely getting my BWSL player of the match for today.
It had to be, didn't it, really? Katie McCabe at the back of that bench, still rubbing the tears away, it would appear. The Barclays player of the match. Carbox trying to get forward. Arsenal shut it down through Kelly. And crucially, the Gunners have got the job they needed to do done.
Yeah, that's it. And I would say that's pretty much what I would say about them all season. They got the job done.
And with that, Arsenal secure second and go straight into the Champions League's league phase. Alicia Russo, crucial to today's victory on Merseyside, with 2 goals in the first half. Gareth Taylor's side were second best in the opening 45 during a time when Caldente thumped in 1-2. They pull one back in the second half through Zara Shaw, the 18-year-old from the bench, but Renee Slagers, without the need for those additional qualifying rounds, is back in the Champions League with Arsenal as they beat Liverpool by 3-1 on a day where the Gunners also say goodbye to a number of their long-standing players, including Katie McCabe. And an embrace with her international teammate, Denise O'Sullivan. The Irish flags have been up in the stands on an emotional day as it finishes Liverpool 1, Arsenal 3. Emmy, your thoughts on, first of all, Arsenal securing second and how important that is for the 26-27 campaign?
Yeah, really important, Rob. I think it's crucial these players get a little bit longer of a break. As you said, 7 games in 20 days is just crazy, so that break is really important for them. I think it's really, really important for the club as well, because they do need to recruit and they're going to need that time to make sure players settle in. So yeah, massive effort to get into second place and not have to play those preliminary rounds.
They were scintillating in that first half, carving Liverpool apart time and time again, and took their chances. Russo's cross, it looked like it was guided in by Blackstenius. The goal actually given to Russo. Caldente, a smartly worked goal from a short corner as she smashed it home, and then Russo picking up the top corner as Renee Slagers, for the final time this season, rallies her players in the on-field team talk at Anfield. A good ending to the campaign, finishing second in what ultimately she admits has been a disappointing season. You wonder what Gareth Taylor's ambitions will be for Liverpool in a few months' time.
Well, they're going to be a lot more than what he's got from them this season. This can't happen again next season for this club. He's going to have to recruit well. It's obviously a pressure year for Gareth Taylor because he will have his players in. This is on him. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who he does get in.
Some time off as well now for this group. And one last huddle for the likes of Beth Mead, Katie McCabe, Victoria Pelova, Leah Cadena, some real stars of this Arsenal team that see their Gunners' career in essence end this afternoon at Anfield. Big gaps to fill in that squad in every single sense.
Absolutely. Huge personalities on the pitch who are going to fight for the club, understand what it means to fight for each other. And when it's tough, being able to get your team out of the trenches, and that is one player that you can depend on to do that right there.
Well, it seemed there had been according to the reports anyway, A late change in what might be happening with Katie McCabe, a decision that maybe she'd be ended up staying. But certainly as well by her emotional reaction at the Emirates after the Everton game in the week. I think many could guess that she'd not be staying at Arsenal for next season.
No, a very, very difficult decision for Katie because she loves Arsenal. It's in her blood. She's been there so long. She's so passionate and loyal. So yeah, it's been an emotional season for her because that's been a bit of a roller coaster. But you've got to treat players and the players you want with respect and make them feel needed and wanted, and you have to give some of that loyalty back as well.
Well, Beth Mead, who got her super send-off for the Emirates, will get another here. What a signing she's been since her 2017 arrival. 86 goals as an Arsenal player. And it's no surprise the tears are flowing again. Victoria Pelova now in front of that away end too, getting her adulation. Leaves after 3 years since joining from Ajax. Well, let's go pitchside and catch up with Lindsay Hooper, who's speaking to a couple of Arsenal stars, including the Barclays Player of the Match, Katie McCabe.
Katie, Les, I mean, first of all, what a sign-off. I was going to come to you, Les, first, but I think you're even more emotional than Katie is. Let's start with you. What did you think of that game, first of all? What a sign-off.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. It was an honour to captain the side out for the last time. I was, just enjoying every second of it, really. Like, my team talk today was to go out and enjoy it and play the Arsenal way, play our football, and we certainly did that today. And we were playing with smiles on our faces, and I'm just delighted I could end it with a win with the team.
Definitely. I mean, what a first half, Les, to be able to secure that second place as well. You know, you haven't got to come back from your summer break early.
Yeah, for sure. It was massive. We knew we needed to get a win today, and we wanted to end the season on a high. It's been a tough season, lots of highs, lots of lows, but today finished off really nicely.
And 24th goal in all competitions for yourself. I think the first one's gone down as yours as well. Were you aware of that?
No, I had no idea.
But, I mean, what a season in terms of goals and returns. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It would have been nice to end with some silverware with the goals, but yeah, it's nice, and we'll build on it next season. But right now, it's about celebrating these lot and what they've done for the club.
I want to come back to you, Katie, because you got an assist for Caldente's finish. You came over to the bench and celebrated with them for that, and you seem to be shooting every opportunity.
But no, I just thought I'd have a go today, last one that was in it. And I went over to our set piece coach, Brados. He's been amazing. He's also leaving at the end of the year, and he's been hammering us, trying to finish the final product in our set pieces as well. So it was nice. Mariana stuck one in the back of the net today.
And what a reaction as well from the crowds. The island flags, the songs throughout the game for you. Did that mean so much?
Yeah, it was crazy. I was obviously leading the girls out, and I was walking out, and it was like I was at an Ireland game. It was a bit of a joke at the start, but no, it's amazing. The fans have been incredible. For the whole 10 years I've been here, we've built this club up together. We've had success together, and I'm gonna miss being part of it for sure.
We look forward to seeing you wherever you end up. And Les, she has got player of the match as well, so can you do the duties? And
Usually this is your job. It's yours. So bizarre.
Oh my God. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, well, normally the top scorer gets player of the match, but it is clearly Katie McCabe's day in every sense today, Emma Byrne.
Absolutely. But she deserves it. Just so consistent through the years. And she's been through it. Hasn't been an easy ride, and she definitely doesn't take an easy route to where she wants to go, does she? But that is why we love her.
Well, here are the departing quartet who are in the starting 11. Getting their reception from the excellent travelling support for Arsenal again, as we've seen every single match week in the Barclays WSL home and away, and they'll be back at the Emirates next season, won't they, Arsenal, once again?
Absolutely, and hopefully even more. I think that is one thing for sure. Arsenal are setting the standards there that catapult the women's football in the BWSL, and those fans contribute to so much.
Okay, well, let's check how things have gone across the day in the Barclays WSL. Of course, it's been 6 simultaneous kickoffs to finish it. Great finish for Spurs to the campaign. They've gone on 2-1 at Brighton, just a place below them in the table. Chelsea, despite beating Manchester United, will finish 3rd and have to go through qualifying for the Champions League. Everton beat bottom of the table Leicester before their playoff against Charlton. London City Lionesses sign off for what in the end turned out to be a disappointing season by their metric as they beat Aston Villa 2-1, and then Man City, unsurprisingly, rampant to win 4-1 at West Ham United. So these are the final standings for the 25-26 season. Arsenal confirmed in 2nd, 4 points behind City, and into the Champions League proper without the need for those additional qualifying rounds. That the top 3 with Chelsea and champions Manchester City. And as I mentioned, Leicester bottom. Liverpool finished the season 11th. They won't want to have another season like this again. Well, wonderful scenes here in front of that travelling support as Arsenal end their season with a victory and the result they wanted. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage from me, Rod Daly and Emma Byrne. Full time at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 3.